In the last video, I believe you must have learned how to formulate your ration. Now, your ration is very important because it helps us to know the amount of each feedstuff we put in the feed. So you will not just run and go and put whatever quantity you want in the feed. No. This is because, like I said, these birds have what they require in the feed. There's an amount of crude protein they require in the feed. For instance, in that video, the feed that was being produced is for your layer starter, and I think the crude protein of that feed was 19.7, which falls under the range of crude protein that layer starter birds require. So I'll just give you a list of all the crude protein that your birds require. So for your broiler starter, you have 21 to 22%. For your broiler grower, you have from 20 to 19%, and for your broiler finisher, you have 18 to 19% crude protein. For your layers, you have for your layer starter feed, you have 19 to 20% crude protein. For your grower, you have 18% crude protein, and for your layer, you have 16 to 18% crude protein. So now let me give you a little understanding to these different kinds of feedstuffs, in as much as I will talk about them extensively in the second semester of this course. For your broiler starter, this very feed contains a lot of protein, right? Because these birds at that phase of life requires a lot of protein to grow. So we put a lot of protein in that kind of feed. That is why the crude protein is highest. It's around 22 to 21% crude protein. For your broiler grower, it's meant to stabilize their growth and reduce the rate of their growth. So the protein is reduced and the carbohydrates increased a bit because the number of the activities they involve in daily also increases. So the carbohydrate will have to increase. Then also for their bones, calcium is added more than the broiler starter. For your broiler finisher, the attention is shifted from your protein to more of carbohydrate and also calcium, because the number of activities they involve in increases. The number of energy they will need will increase compared to when they were at starter level. And then for the for that level of growth, they will need stronger bones to carry their heavy weights, because at that point they must have grown very big. All right, and so this is why attention shifts from growth, which is protein, to energy and calcium. Layer birds, you have something similar to that of your broiler bird. So for your layer starter, there's emphasis on protein and less on carbohydrate and calcium, because at that point their bones are not very big, and then they don't engage in too much activity. So the major nutrients required at that time is protein, because they need to grow very quickly. When they get to grower stage, that's your layer grower, the attention shifts a bit from protein to carbohydrate and calcium, because their activities are increasing and the calcium is needed for their bone. At the level of the layer finisher, attention is so much on calcium, because at this point their bones need to be strong, and majorly because that is when they begin to lay eggs. So for the eggs to be big enough and have strong shells, they need a lot of calcium. So for your layer finisher, a lot of emphasis is placed on calcium.